up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar. And today we're here with Bigtime Bake.
What's up?
What's up, bro? Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah, appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, I've been hearing you around the city, man. And I did a podcast with Origins the other night.
Yeah.
And we got to talking about you. I said, who's doing shit in the city? Who's buzzing, bro? And they said, Bigtime Bake. I was like, all right, cool.
Hell yeah, those are my boys. Yeah.
Right after that shit, I just jumped on the DM. Right when I got into the car, I just checked. It was like after midnight. I said, what's up, bro? Let's tap in.
Hell yeah.
We made it happen. Thank you for coming, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Yeah. I've seen a couple of your episodes.
Thank you, bro.
I really like with the format. I like the setting, the vibe, the questions, I think even Destructive has said on his episode that it was one of his best experiences with like podcasting that he's done so far. So
dope,
I was
bro.
like, oh,
I love that.
Yeah. So I've been tapped in. I've been seeing it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
I feel like podcasting, just like everything that gets popular, it gets its own stigma. It gets like watered down, and it's hard to find like the quality. And not saying I'm the quality, but that's what I'm striving to be. Having the guest on, highlighting what they're doing, and trying to figure out who they are and get the audience to maybe support them on a different level. Because there's guys that like Destructive. Like I just followed him just because I saw his videos and he was local, and I was like, oh, he has a good eye. That's as far as it went from there. So before we had the podcast, if you were to bring him up, I'm like, oh yeah, I follow that guy. But then cool. That's it. Seems cool, whatever. He's creative, but that's it. But after having him in the pod and listening to his point of view and like his story and stuff, I'm just like, yeah, dude, I'll always mention his name whenever possible. Just because like I'm down with his journey.
Now you fuck with him as a person instead of just this creative that you seen around and you like their art.
For sure. I want to be just more tapped in with what's going on locally too. Because I'm born and raised in Oxnard, but I moved to Camarillo in 2020. I really don't spend much time in Oxnard anymore, besides to eat.
Now we got some grub for sure.
What's your spot, bro? If Alien came right now and he was like, take me to eat, where would you take him, dog?
It'd have to. There's a couple places. It'd either have to be. I'll take him to the homies to Gordo's Hot Chicken.
Oh, shout out to Gordo's.
I take him to Smoking Jay's.
Oh, okay.
Smoking Jay's is gas. I take him to freaking TDM, Jesse's TDM off what's that, 7th?
I think so, yeah.
And probably like if they want a breakfast, I think there's a breakfast spot in the south.
Okay.
I forget what that place is. It might be Downtown Breakfast or some shit like that.
On Saviors itself?
I think so.
All the way down by like Pleasant Valley? Is that the one you're talking about?
It's down there, yeah.
It used to be like, what was it, like Uncle Herb's or some shit? I know what you're talking about. It's like morning breakfast, better bed and breakfast or something. Right there on the corner, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's on the corner. No. That's I think that used to be Henry's.
Oh no. That's Oxnard Boulevard.
Okay.
Well, that one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
They have big ass portions right there.
Hell yeah.
I just got a feeling that I don't know, bro. Like, I don't even want to. I haven't seen anything there or anything, but it's just. I don't even want to say it. It feels very homely.
Hell yeah.
It feels like a Hispanic Waffle House.
Gotcha.
Kind of like that. But yeah, I never would go there, and I pass it all the time, bro.
I'd go there more so when I was younger, with like my mom or like my grandpa, or, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It gives that vibe,
like familial.
Like like I've been here and I never been here.
Yeah, gotcha.
Before. Where they call you like mijo and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the one that I'm talking about, if you keep going down Saviors all the way to like Wainimi. Yeah. It's by man, I don't even know what that grocery store was called, but I'm always looking for a good breakfast, bro.
Oh yeah. I feel like there's not a lot of breakfast where I feel like I could have made that myself.
Mm.
You know, I think because breakfast isn't too hard
Yeah.
to make in the first place. So yeah, if I go to breakfast like that, like I'll go to like Waypoint. Waypoint's
Okay.
gas.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Hell
Waypoint's
yeah.
gas. Or like Allison's in Ventura.
Okay.
Also, I think me and my lady, we like going to what's that place in Ventura? Little Lion, something like that.
No, where's that at?
It's off a telegraph.
A breakfast joint?
Yeah, it's like Victoria and what's the street where BC is located on? Is that Telegraph or Telephone?
Telegraph, I think.
Yeah, it's off Victoria and Telegraph and that little
Okay.
that little shopping center.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's called Little Lion. That's
Oh,
fun.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that place is
shit.
gas.
You know, talking about food, bro. Fucking I love food, dog. So right here where our shop is, there's a little restaurant right around the corner, like the next block over.
Yeah.
It's called Don Lalo's. And he serves all of this whole industrial area right here. So he's family of Lalo's. So those are his like relatives.
Dope.
So his restaurant is called Don Lalo's.
Yeah.
And bro, it's so fire, dude.
Yeah.
And you could get whatever. You could get a burger, and the burger's fire. They got burritos, breakfast burritos, like Mexican food. Like we always go there.
Yeah.
Dude.
A place I recently went to is oh man, I don't even remember what the spot's name is. But it's a taco truck, and it's it's right next to the Chevron that's off of a Vineyard and Oxnard Boulevard.
Okay.
They have surf and turf tacos. Gas.
Right by the Carl's Jr., like right across the street.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, really?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bomb. That place was fire. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I fight with it. My girlfriend was a little iffy. My girlfriend is like full-blooded Mexican.
Gotcha.
Like they have carne asadas at the house all the time. I'm half Mexican, but they take it like, you know, to the next level. Like
dig a hole and put the pig in there and shit.
Oh yeah, literally.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's what's up, dude.
So she her standards for like Mexican food.
it's too high.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Yeah, for Mexican, I like to get so it's in Somis.
Okay.
So in Somis, there's a taco truck. Damn, I forget the name of it. But it's like if you're going to the 118, if you're in like Cam going in the back road in Somis, there's a taco truck right there. Man, that place is fucking fire. Oh, bro, I love to eat, dog.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Man, that's why I got so big.
That's one of those things that I'm still like battling. You know.
Oh yeah.
Is because like, man, I just enjoy.
Yeah,
eating.
I fucking enjoy that. I enjoy good food for sure, and I think like, yeah, I can discipline myself, you know, to the point where I can eat like ground turkey and rice and vegetables for like a month straight.
Yeah.
But I still would rather have, you know, some other food like so. I enjoy food a lot. Yeah, that's something
It's a guilty
really
pleasure,
like, yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I'll just be like, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, because I stay by Rolling Pin. You
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Man, sometimes I'll just, like at midnight,
just
bro,
slide
just
over.
walk,
Yeah, just slide over. Yeah.
Roll something up, walk over there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Cam, at nighttime, it's a different story, bro. That motherfucker is quiet as fuck, bro. It's, you know what it reminds me of is like a fake town, bro.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like they just put a grocery store, a gas station, a donut shop, a salon, and everything is just like in one area. So it's
like
okay.
You know those little carpet mats that kids have that have the little towns on them, some shit like that.
It says Camarillo.
Yeah.
Camarillo don't have no culture, bro. Not at all. But it's nice too. It's a nice area. I love it. And that's one thing I do miss about Oxnard.
Mm-hmm,
Oxnard has a lot of culture.
Yeah,
for sure. Once you're in like the mix of it, there's a good feel to it, you know.
Yeah, there's so much art and just lore within, you know, Oxnard in and of itself that like I don't even know where all of it came from. Like I know there's like 4 different separate lores for how it got the name fucking Little Chicago where Cheek is,
got you.
But there's also just from Cesar Chavez being here and doing marches, and there's just some the most random things that you would think like, oh, that happened here, like yeah, that happened here. We got a lot of culture just ingrained in Oxnard of itself.
For sure, there's a lot of history out here, bro. Mm-hmm. Trying to make more, dude.
Hell yeah, always
more on the map. But dude, I like your music, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's different than the traditional Oxnard music.
Yeah, it's I like G-Funk. I like, gangster rap, but it's never something that I was always a sports guy.
Gotcha.
So my dad was my biological dad. He was in that I believe he was a Crip in Oxnard, and he died like 2 months before I was born or something like that. So I think a big thing for my family was, keep me away from that, always keep me in sports and stuff like that. So I've always been in sports, and I've been, adjacent to stuff like that, but I never saw myself as being like, oh, I'm this gangster, I'm this,
for sure,
I'm this, I'm that. So I try not to rap too much about that. It's kind of hard when like, when you're bringing up like certain topics, but I always try to relate it to rap. So yeah, it's never like even if I have like a gun bar, it's usually pertaining to rap. Like, so in this recent like Hot in Here freestyle, I said every verse a clip, never running out of ammo. So it's still pertaining to rap,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's why I kind of shied away from the G-Funk and the gangster rap in general, just because I wasn't in that. So why am I gonna force myself to be in something that I don't feel connected to,
No, I love that, bro, and I love you being you know. But that's a really hard thing to do in rap and to stand out. Because I think about like, damn, I would love to do a verse, but it's always like fucking all these bitches, and I'm just like, how do you even be fucking bitches, dude? My wife's gonna fucking get so mad at me for saying that shit. I've been killing. And I don't even give a fuck. Fucking all these bitches getting off his nuts, yo.
And I think there's like there's a way to be like, there's a way to like embellish without like overtly, being super blatant in your face with it.
Yeah.
Like for me, a big thing for me is like I see myself as a hustler. I see myself as someone who, I wake up and I get after it. So that's what my music like kind of what's the word encompasses.
Gotcha.
It's just you gotta, every single day you gotta wake up and you gotta make the decision to go and get something. No one's gonna go and get it for you.
Yeah.
So I think I rap a lot about that. I think in future projects I do want to rap more about personal life, but right now I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm actively in the hustle of freaking working, creating side businesses, doing these different ventures that I'm trying to do, and so that's what I'm rapping about.
Yeah,
it's I'm actively doing these things, so it's easy to rap about that. And it's just not it. That feels more like me.
Gotcha.
But there's also ways to be relatable, and at the end of the day, rap is still. It can still be storytelling. You don't necessarily have to tell your story. You can tell, from an artistic point of view, I could also rap about someone who is in the street, but from my perspective.
Gotcha.
So they're still an art form, or there's still a connectivity to being able to rap about someone else's perspective without necessarily being in that perspective. Just like how an author writes a book about
true.
Something.
Yeah.
Rap is the same thing. It's art form.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's true, bro. So what actually got you into rap?
Yeah. So I've always been like I'd say musically inclined.
Okay.
Or just like I've always been an avid music listener when I
In
was
general,
younger.
music in general.
Yeah, just in general. Yeah, I've always been an avid music listener, particularly rap. I've always been super keen on like Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Ludacris, just those guys who were like really witty,
Yeah.
but also knew how to make like really big records. And then you have people who can make like really really great stories, like your Kendrick Lamar's, your Tupac's, your Biggie's, your J. Cole's, and all that stuff. So yeah, since I was younger, I've always been really really just an enjoyer of music. And then but I never knew how to make it. Like I never even thought of that as an option.
Yeah.
Like especially being in Oxnard, I wasn't in the music scene in Oxnard like at all. So I didn't know that we had studios here. I didn't know that we had local rappers here. I didn't know we had anything like that. And then when I was, what was this, like 18?
Okay.
Like 18, I think. I saw like a Genius Deconstructed video. So Genius, the lyric thing, they used to have these videos where the producers would break down beats to things.
Okay.
Or to songs, so like songs that blew up. And one of the breakdowns was to Lil Pump's Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
And he used like 5 sounds in there, and I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I could for sure do that. What the fuck? So I looked up what that program was, and that program was FL Studio, and I started making beats. So I started off as a producer first, just learning how to, literally just sitting there from like 2 p.m. to 3 a.m. just sitting down at a laptop, learning how to, what this does, what that does, all the hotkeys and stuff like that. But at the time, I was also playing football, so I couldn't put my all into it. So I go to school, go to practice, music,
gotcha,
like beats. So yeah, but then I got a scholarship to Western Colorado University, so the beat stuff kind of had to go on the wayside. Went out there, played a season, and then after the season, a couple of teammates out there were like, "Oh yeah, we're making music," and I was like, "Oh, I make beats." My beats were ass at this time, but I was like, "I make beats. Let me pop through." So went through, and then that's when I got back onto making beats again, slowly but surely. And then COVID hit.
Got you.
COVID hit, and I think we had made like 2 songs together where I actually like rapped for the first time, because they were like, yeah, just hop on the mic and get to rapping. Did that, and I was like, oh, I like this a lot. Like just rapping. Okay. It was like, I like that shit ton. I think it was like a Joey Badass beat or something like that, where I was like, just rapping. And I was like, yeah, I like that a lot. And then COVID hit, and they sent us back home, and us being back home ended up being from 2 weeks spring break to 8 months, I think. We were back home. And so when I was back home, I was just, every single day I'd make like 3 beats.
Wow.
Every single day I was in there making beats. And I had an Instagram page. I went by Baked Up Beats. I had an Instagram page where I'd just post a beat a day. So that way,
nice.
I was documenting it and actively getting better. And then from there, I learned how to record myself. So that way, when I went back over there, I could also record the homies. But in recording myself, I needed a mic. I wanted speaker monitors. I wanted, subs, a proper desk. So I had to go get a job. And I didn't want to actively go out and like do the hiring process and then have to just dip out like 3 months later. So I just did Instacart.
Oh, okay.
So, and during that time, during COVID, Instacart was booming.
Yeah.
I was making for me, a college student, I was making like damn near $1,000 a week. Yeah. Just off of delivering groceries.
Oh, damn.
So I saved up like, I think $5,000 or some shit like that, and just went out and bought all the music equipment I could. And still the music equipment I use to this day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and this was like 5 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago when I got that equipment. That's the same equipment I use to this day. With like minor upgrades and like software and stuff like that. But like, and then ended up going back over there for the next season of school and football, next semester of school and football after COVID started, going away, and We recorded more and more, and as we recorded, I got better at recording. I got better at rapping. I got better at producing. And we did that until my time over there was, done. Where I played my last season. We won a little championship, got a little ring, got a little jewelry.
Nice, congrats, bro. Hell yeah.
Thank you. Got a little jewelry, and then I just I had the chance to go to a couple. I did a pro day for Arizona for the Cardinals. I had the chance to go to another pro day with a whole bunch of teams. I just stayed home and just made a song instead.
Damn.
Yeah, my coach called me. He was like, "Dude, where the fuck are you at?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of good off of that." Because the passion I had for football, as soon as I really got into making music, it totally switched from football to music. The passion I had for football was no longer there in football. It was damn near all the way into music. So yeah, I just ditched that pro day. Didn't go to that pro day. It was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about that no more. That's not what I'm trying to do. I think someone was trying to get me for a fullback or something, which I was like, I don't really want to do that anyways. But so yeah, went full in with music. Came back from Colorado in 2022. And yeah, got into the Oxnard scene and just I got a cousin over here. I got a couple cousins over here. One is OGT. Shout out OGT. Shout out Sir Weezy. OGT's been rapping since he was 10. He's 26.
Nice.
Yeah, 26, 25 or 26. He's a little bit younger than me. Weezy is about 4 months older than me, but they were both actively pursuing music out here. So I just linked up with them. I was like, yeah, just introduce me to the music scene out here. So started doing small shows at this place called the Milk Room, and the Milk Room was over there in Ventura.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, they're open for 8 months and then they closed down, I think. But that's where I got my first show experience. This little it was like a little fucking hallway, pretty much, and it was super super small, super cramped little venue, quote unquote. But it was dope. It was dope being able to start there and then go to slowly build up to bigger stages and stuff like that. And yeah, I just got introduced to these different figures within the Oxnard music scene and started developing these relationships. Developed a really good relationship with the dudes over at Greenhouse. It's a studio over here in Ventura. That's Con Man and Miggy. Shout out to them. Developed a good relationship with Destructive, Pass the Stars. Those are two videographers I work with. And just some of the rappers over here just started creating rapport with them. Because I'm competitive when we're on tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super competitive when we're on tracks. I think it's a sports mentality, and I think I feel like it's a part of also rap is just,
For sure.
I want to, if we're on a track together, I want to outshine you and I want to take your pants. Not in a malicious way. That should be the other person's goal too, in my opinion. You should want to out-rap me and take my fans.
To make the best project.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
So, but when we're just chilling in the studio or talking, I'm pretty chill. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't be on a whole bunch of bullshit. I'm not out here dissing folks. I'm not on none of that.
Yeah.
I got my own shit to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about what the opposition's doing or none of that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If it's not making me money or pushing me creatively, I really couldn't give a fuck about it. So yeah, got really cool with everyone around here. I hope I'm cool with everyone around here. If you got a problem with me,
that's your problem.
Yeah. Sorry about it. But yeah, so that's how I got this how I got put into the Oxnard music scene. Yeah,
I love it, bro. That's a lot to unpack, dude. So you were saying about the Lil Pump and Gucci Gang, and that was such a special era, bro.
Oh yeah, the 2016.
Yeah,
the 20 that was more like 2018, just
No, you're right about 2016 to 2018, 2019,
yeah.
All of that era,
that
class, if you would call it, it was bubbling, bro.
Super. And I look at it as it was a turning point in music, but it was also, I look at it as it was also a shame that, because that was during a transition where artists were transitioning from, having to depend on a label to starting to go way more independent. And nowadays, I think if those artists were to have blown up in today's era, they would have stayed independent and they'd be way better off than they are now. Yeah. Which, I think that's, that's a problem in the industry, in the music industry, where, a lot of these guys they get predatory deals and stuff like that, and they haven't had money before, so they're not, they're looking at, oh, it's a check.
Yeah.
Instead of, no, they own you now.
Yeah.
Like those terms that you signed, they own you now, which, I can't put it fully on the labels because you should have better discernment as an individual, as a grown man. But they're also not only giving these deals to grown men, they're giving them to 18, 19-year-olds who have never touched a check bigger than $1,000 before,
For sure. And that's the hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people that come from, they're in the rap game. They were hustlers.
Yeah.
But they just didn't see this hustle.
Yeah.
So they got hustled.
Exactly.
And yeah, I feel like it's changing a lot,
for
though.
Sure.
I think that if someone like yourself, you're coming up in rap, you can do everything on your own. And even if you're not selling as many units as somebody else that signed, they're getting, cents when you could be getting the whole pie.
Yeah, it's like in advance, like I'm not opposed to signing a deal, like at all. If the terms and conditions are meet where I need them to meet, cool. We can get it cracking. We can have this be a collaborative effort.
For sure.
Sure. But in today's day and age, if you're able to curate a fan base, if you're able to get people, really involved in what you're doing and how you're moving and in your business, you can go direct to consumer. You don't even have to go on, Spotify or Apple Music or stuff. You can sell music directly to fans.
Yeah.
Or I don't even call them fans. It's straight to the supporters.
People
who support you monetarily and who really want to see you succeed. But yeah, a lot of artists, it takes a lot to get to that point. So you have to build it up yourself, and there's not a lot of recoupment on expenses that you're putting out, especially at first. So you have to, really stick it out and grind it out, so that way you can get to that point where if you have 100 people who are willing to spend $30 on a t-shirt, you just made $3,000.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's more than that $3,000 is more than 1 million streams. So, it's like exactly. Especially if you got to split that with the producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
For sure.
So I think a lot of artists get it mixed up where, you do want to stream well, you do want to, get those numbers up so that way you have leverage when you go into like meetings with labels and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you can get a solid fan base who really believes in what you're doing and you're doing things that make them believe in what you're doing, then you can be very, very well off just off of a handful of supporters.
Yeah, it's I feel like a lot of artists have the art side of it down, but there's definitely the business side, and it seems like they don't want to focus on that. They just want to focus on the art. And then once they start to get bigger and then they want to look into the business part of it, then they're like, oh fuck, I should have known.
It's a lot. Yeah.
I should have known about that. I should have paid more attention to it or what have you. It's like the age old tale. You see it happen so many times, and you see like artists that are like, Drake's caliber, and they're still fighting for like their rights to get their masters back.
Yeah, and I mean, if a label gives you a big enough bag, like I think Drake's for example, Drake's what was that, Universal Music Group UMG deal is like $500 million.
Yeah,
he's cool. He's
you would hope so. I wonder what his expenses are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that lifestyle creep will get you. But if he's if he's, you know, playing it smart, which I'm sure he has, you know, financial advisors at this point and so many people in his corner where he should be cool. He should be cooling, you know. But 99.999% of artists aren't getting that deal.
Yeah.
Ever. They won't ever get that deal. You know, so it he has so much leverage to where if he pulled his music off of Spotify, it would fucking crash their whole business.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's a whole different monster. Him, Kendrick Lamar's, a lot of these bigger artists, The Weeknd, you know, if they went the independent route and just took their music off of you know, these distros and sold it directly to fans, that a whole distro blueprint would crumble.
Do you see that happening in the future?
Yes and no. I think, you know, being independent is hard. It's not an easy thing to, you know, like go to your 9 to 5, get your check, and spend half of your check on a music video when you also have to fucking pay rent. You also have to pay bills. You have to pay your car note. You know, that's not easy, like, at all. And then to get to the point where now you're making enough money on music to not have to, you know, work a 9 to 5, but now you literally have to budget that payment for a month because you get paid out once a month or whatever you know you get paid out from your distributor, and you have to now allocate that money properly and also put it back in music.
Yeah.
And those numbers go up and down all the time. You could have a great month where you're making a shit ton of money. You can have a shitty month where, oh shit, I gotta really, really budget this month, you know, based off of how streams did. So it's hard. So I don't see a lot of artists, you know, really buckling down and being like, all right, let's get this independent grinding, because it's not even like La Russell. That have you heard of La Russell before?
Yeah, he just signed.
Yeah, I mean, his
I don't know what the deal is, but he's on Rock Nation.
Yeah, it's probably a distribution deal. He has so much leverage behind him where he has like real hard ticket sales. He has real hard merch sales. He can pull a crowd. It's documented that he can do all that. There's no doubt that he can, you know, do numbers on his own. But even for someone as big as him, independently, you reach a wall. You reach, you know, because a Rock Nation is able to put millions into ad spend, into marketing, into pushing your song. Where I think La Russell, he's put out statements. He's you know, shown his like statements where he spent hundreds of thousands. But hundreds of thousands is nothing to tens of millions, you know. So it's a whole different monster. The music label like has the funding to do what they do.
For sure. And you know, who knows what deal that he just set up with Rock Nation. Yeah. You know, hopefully it's in his favor.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. He's a smart dude with a good team around him, so I'm sure it is.
Or it could have got to the point where he was tapping out and he's like, this grind, I've made it far enough where like I can let off some of this weight and still live my life. And like, but then there's other people like Russ. Yeah, he's fully independent, owns everything, selling out stadiums. And like he's still killing it. So it's kind of like that give and take. It's like, how hard do you really want to work? Have you made enough money already? Yeah. Where then you don't need to work this hard. Like, you want, at the end of the day, you want to buy your time back. Yeah. So you buy your time back where you can do whatever you want. You can make more music, or you can travel, or you can raise a family. Yeah. Or whatever it is that you want to do. So it depends on every single person. You know, I did see Russell getting negative feedback from people because he was pushing the independent route and now he was signing. So it's,
well, I think with him, he's still, I think people get it. He's still independent. Like, he still owns his masters. They probably, when it comes, they might have, I don't want to get into like the details of a deal, but like when it comes to distribution, that's like me uploading my music to fucking DistroKid. They just have way bigger pool. They have playlisting pool. They have all that shit. So I would still say he's independent, He just has an investor.
Yeah.
You know, I think Rock Nation is more like an investor or like an admin where they put his music out, they collect the money from that music, and for collecting that money they take like 5%.
Yeah.
And they just give him the money.
I mean, at the end of the day, you would hope that that's what it would
Yeah.
be, and I'm sure that he's smart enough to make the deal. But then that Rock Nation is very attractive to want to have that on your side, you know. So there's always going to be a give and take.
Yeah, and I mean he could also leverage that, like to have Rock Nation on your resume. So I think they did like a 1 album like deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not like he's in there for perpetuity or anything like that. They have like a 1 album deal. So
fuck it.
Yeah.
Tough it out for this.
Exactly.
If you got a bad deal, tough it out for this 1 album.
Exactly. And now he has, you know, I had Rock Nation behind me, which just scales him even more, you know.
Yeah.
When it comes to different, you know, business aspects. So yeah.
Yeah, but so do you feel like your history in football that's prepared you for, you know, the grind that it's going to take to make it in music?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think with football the mentality is like it's you're always preparing for the fourth quarter. You're always preparing you when we practice, we condition before practice, so that way you practice tired. So that way you know this is how it's gonna feel when you're tired. When you're tired, you still gotta make the play. You still gotta get up the next play and you know make shit happen, or you know you gotta do your assignment. You gotta do all that shit even when you're tired. So I think, you know, as an independent, I think that translates very, very well, because even if, you know, you've been grinding for 5-6 years, I'm tired. Well, that's what we prepared for.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, you know, all this fourth quarter conditioning was for. So that way, when you got to the fourth quarter, yeah, you're tired, but you're more conditioned than the competition. So you can outlast the competition. You can keep going when, you know, your body's telling you stop.
Yeah.
No, your body might be telling you that, but your mind, you know, you condition yourself to be like, nah, I can keep going. You know, you just push yourself. And I think that translates really well to not only music and, you know, but just business in general.
For sure.
You know, just to keep going. Yeah, shit gets hard. Yeah, you get tired. Yeah, you know, you'll have moments where you'll be like, is this for me, or you know, should I stop? Nah, just keep going. Keep going. Yeah. So I think, you know, sports for sure has, you know, molded me to be a really ambitious, like non-stopping individual.
Yeah, the discipline, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I feel like discipline is the foundation for any sort of success.
Yeah,
because no matter what, you're gonna need to be disciplined to get through the day, because not every day is gonna be fun, or you're not gonna have motivation every day. And some days you're gonna be like, man, fuck this, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You still gotta try your hardest to win that day.
Yep. Like social media is one of those grinds where I'm like, holy shit, this is like I feel like what the fuck am I doing? But you know that with social media specifically, you just gotta post and post.
Yeah,
and
for
post
sure.
And post and post. If you don't do that, like, your algorithm is like, oh, get this guy out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you know, it is what it is. You know, I think the whole algorithm, like, always trying to please the algorithm. You know, I think it's a little whack in, you know, in theory, but if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do right now. Like, I always compare going on social media, making these little fucking TikToks, all that shit. I compare it to how artists back in the day had to take CDs and go to their local mall and sell them out the trunk.
I love that.
You know, so Instagram, TikTok, that's your local mall.
I love that.
But now
that's a great perspective.
You have so much more reach, and now all these TikToks that you're doing are your CDs. They are pitches to everyone who's on the platform.
For sure.
Which you have so much more chance to catch someone's ear. Where back in the day when they're, putting out these CDs, people had to buy that CD and be like, well, I hope this shit's good, like where now they can just know if they like it or not.
Yeah.
And with some of the things that like TikTok has implemented with Spotify, they can go straight to your Spotify. Instagram can go straight to your Apple Music, I think, and shit like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's like, yeah, it's annoying to have to do that.
Yeah.
But artists have always had these annoyances that they've had to do to push their music.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something that you got to do. You got to, like, it's not unless you're the most talented person in the world where someone hears your voice and they're like, oh, shit, that's like 1 in a million, though.
Yeah.
Like, if Michael Jackson would have to make fucking TikToks today. Like even though he's one of the most talented people ever, in today's culture, he'd still have to make TikToks.
Yeah.
Because that's just what the people, that's how people consume your art or get even who notice your art,
Yeah. Damn, I love that, bro. And you're talking to me, dog, because like that shit gets annoying,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's in every space.
Uh-huh.
We're in the automotive space, and I have to post at least 3 times a day to keep this shit going.
Uh-huh.
And like I schedule the post,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like late at night. I'm like, fuck, I don't have a post for tomorrow. I gotta schedule, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to fucking do this, bro. And then you see like the people in your industry, and they're posting shit, and it's getting traction. And you're like, that shit's whack, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's so fucking corny. I don't want to do this. I don't want to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like the discipline side comes into it. This is the game right now. This is what it looks like to succeed.
Uh-huh.
So you either do it or you fall behind.
Exactly.
And it's like the AI shit. There's some shit that I use for AI, and I'm like, damn, that helps out. Cook up ideas. I'll chat GPT and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But then there's other shit where it's just like, man, that shit is whack, but it's corny. I don't fucking like AI.
When it comes to like, I think AI is supposed to be used for like to be like a tool in your toolkit.
For sure.
It's not supposed to be a crutch that a lot of people use. So like when like AI songs, that shit sucks. Those shit suck. Timberland and all the dudes who use fucking Suno to get their loops out. That shit sucks. Go get a real human to do it. They can do it 10 times better.
For sure.
That shit sucks. I don't like they're trying to push AI movies, and that shit sucks.
Yeah.
The AI generated images, some of them are funny, but shit, like, I'm not a fan of AI unless it's like informative stuff. So like, if I can ask fucking the Google AI, like, what are these stats broken down like this? Okay, cool. I don't know a statistician.
I mean, it just makes it easier,
yeah.
Especially if it's just some shit like real quick that you want to know or what have you.
Yeah, but when it comes to like the creative side of things, I can't stand that shit.
I don't think that you're ever gonna be able to replace real, genuine creativity.
No, yeah, I think the human mind is too off the wall.
Yeah,
like AI can't categorize what goes on in a person's head. Who thinks of the fucking like that that shit like that shit, no one's and AI isn't gonna think of that if you said, like, if you prompted like, oh, make a meme sound for me. That's not happening.
It's not gonna catch.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think AI, it's gonna stay prominent. Like the Super Bowl had ads full of AI.
Oh, really?
That shit sucked.
Oh, no.
Those are the worst. This year was the worst year for ads that I've seen in the Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
None of them made me want to go and buy something.
Yeah.
None of them made me want to go and, like, none of them made me laugh,
Yeah.
It was just a really bad year for, and then like 90% of them used AI. And I was like, that sucked. Like you're trying to push it, and no one, like a select few like minority of uncreative individuals are like, oh yeah, that shit dope. Nah, that shit sucks.
I mean, there's still gonna be bot people no matter what.
Yeah.
Always, whenever, forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people just to fill the seats.
Yeah.
And that's it. But yeah, as like, I consider myself a creative, and I don't see ever going into something and being like, well, create for me, because I enjoy creating.
Exactly.
So it's like, now what's my job? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what most people look at AI for, is like, okay, well, AI is gonna take care of this, so I don't have to do that. Okay, so then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know, like, AI can answer all my emails. Okay, now I just lost that person-to-person relationship that I have with this customer, with this business or whatever, and you like, I don't think that they know that that's AI. No, like, we have our chat bot, so if you go on the website, but it goes directly to my phone. And I make sure that I make mistakes when I'm talking or what have you, so they know that there's a real person behind it.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because it's like, it's such a turnoff to see so much of a business getting ran by AI.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think in today's day and age, when it comes to like everything, people are you know, they're moving towards, or they feel, you know, more comfortable when there's that human connection there.
Yeah.
In every industry, whether it's, you know, if people know that you're actually talking to them, that this is like, oh, I want to buy a hoodie, and they get, you know, the automated message, they're like, oh, whatever. But if I, you know, say, hey, what's up, you know, and you can tell it's me, because your personality shines through whatever you're doing.
For sure.
If they can feel that human connection, they're way more enticed to like keep messing with you, keep rocking with you, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that we're craving as a society right now, is human to human connection.
Exactly.
And that's why I feel that, you know, these conversations are important.
Yeah.
You know, there's no phones or anything. Like, how often do you get to sit with even your closest homie eye to eye and fucking chop it up about life?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not very often, yeah.
Never. You know, you maybe you kick it with them, or you go out to Buffalo Wild Wings or something, but you're distracted, they're distracted, there's so much shit going on, and it's just like, man, this whole connection is lost. And I feel like this is a huge part of being a human and the human experience.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, is just talking about life and getting people's perspective on things, and you know, damn, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, it gives you more tools, or you guys exchange tools and be like, yeah, that's great. You know, and you ever have an idea or something like that, you know, damn, I remember Bake was talking about this.
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom. You know, and there's just fucking connecting dots and connecting.
Yeah, it's
people.
also like I mean, conversations lead to like memories and stuff like
Hell
that.
yeah.
You know, so yeah, like 5 years from now, like, you know, I could be wherever I'm at, and I could see you out and be like, oh yeah, I remember when you were first fucking with me with the podcast, you know, and it's shit like that. That's like, it's really cool, and you know, it makes for better, not only better like relationships, but business relationships, friendships, all that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe
I could be the next Adam 22.
You feel it?
You know?
Yeah.
Babe, let's get ready, babe. I'm about to sell our soul. That shit's crazy. You fuck with Adam?
Fuck.
He's a wild boy. Wild boy.
Like, I can appreciate the grind, and I can appreciate the hustle. But when it comes to what he platforms, I can't say that it's not necessary, but because a lot of those guys that go on there who are, you know, really, really street heavy, or really, really, you know, active, political, they go on there and they do have their stories to tell, which I think, you know, it's a good thing. But the stuff that he highlights, or the stuff that he, you know, tries to get out of some individuals, it's like, damn, dog, like
jam you up.
Yeah, exactly.
For a clip.
It's like yeah, you're doing all this for a clip. It seems like you're doing a lot for a clip, and then giving takes on a space that you're not necessarily like fully welcomed in.
Yeah,
is like, or he probably at the beginning I think he was welcomed in it, but as he's done a couple shady things and a couple weird things, it's like, all right, well this is a little weird,
I mean, it's hard when you have people that do co-sign him, especially like Whack or something.
Yeah, and I don't
big artists,
and that's why I don't necessarily think like he's like blatantly malicious. I just think there's a little ignorance there in some of the interviews where it's like, all right, bro, you like, do you fully understand what you're platforming right now? Like what the messages that you're platforming?
Yeah.
Because I was over there at the No Jumper studio.
Okay.
I did a freestyle over there. And I asked one of the dudes that worked there. I was like, so what's like the criteria for like getting on the podcast or whatever? He was like, honestly, you just gotta like it's like whatever Adam feels.
Just be on some bullshit, and
that's how it felt.
Yeah,
that's how it felt. Like they're like, yeah, he doesn't really care about numbers. He doesn't really care if you're popping. You just kind of got to do some stupid shit or like crazy shit or like yeah. That's what it felt like. Like
yeah,
you got to be a character.
For sure.
You got to be a character, and I don't like.
No, I feel you, bro, and like the same. Like I fuck with Adam because of what he's built, and I understand that it takes a lot to build a platform like that. But then, I'm a man of integrity, and integrity and growing in certain spaces isn't always the best thing.
Yeah,
and it will definitely hold you back. And there's a lot of things that I can't do. Like if there was some shit I knew about you from in the city or whatever, like I would never bring it up and try to press you on the interview to get that clip or to get you to say something, like, oh, you don't fuck with this guy, like tell me about that. Because like that's not what I'm trying to do here. And is that going to hold me back from the podcast blowing up? Is it going to hold me back from money? Yeah, for sure it is.
Yeah.
But I have the luxury of having Downstar.
Yeah.
So I can have this as like a hobby.
Yeah.
So I'm able to have these conversations and talk to people and get to actually know them.
Yeah.
And not have to bring up any of that clickbait shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like however people choose to run their platform. It's like I can appreciate some of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those people that I can see somebody, even kind of like the worst kind of people. I can still see, well, I mean, I understand their point.
Yeah.
Especially if I know where they're from, I know their background, and I could be like, well, it makes sense because I can picture myself in that.
Yeah, I
can get why they would think that.
Yeah, I can always see the plot.
Yeah.
Like, I can always see like, oh, he's doing this because of this, and he's doing this because of this, and I can respect the hustle, but sometimes, I can respect the hustle, but not every hustle is respectable. Like I can respect you wanting to, oh, we got to get this bread, we got to get after it, but the means you go by that aren't necessarily always respectable.
For sure.
But like even with like, so like Adam 22 is one of those guys where I'm kind of 50-50. DJ Academics, same shit, where he's probably a little worse. The way he came up is he profited off of, telling stories about actual, street beef that was going on in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like dudes who are dying, and he's giving fucking lore like it's a comic book lore.
For sure.
And it's like, all right, that's... And then what he does now is, he hangs around, or he takes payments to promote people's shit, and I don't mind that, but he's not like honest with it.
He's losing the authenticity.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay.
He's losing the authenticity. He's losing validity in like if you're when you're a music reviewer or like someone who speaks on music or someone who speaks on anything, you know, within a certain space, your taste is something that you should be really protective of.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like this, and that's what I like, and that's why these people fuck with me, because they know my taste, and they know that I'm gonna stick to my taste and be really authentic.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to, you know, be inauthentic with reviews, or be inauthentic with, you know, why you're pushing something, it fucks up people's perception of your taste. So now you may have the same taste, but you've been pushing some shit that they know is not within that.
Yeah.
And now, you know, they look at you as, all right, well, why would I trust your opinion?
Yeah.
Like, your opinion means dog shit now, because we know what you'll do. We know how you'll change and skew your opinion based on, you know, money or opportunity or stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, when you're in a space where you're reviewing stuff, or, you know, you're giving takes on stuff, like, you have to be authentic through and through for people to really trust you and to you know, support your opinion, which I don't think DJ Academics is at all.
So have you seen instances, or do you know instances of him where he was like doing like payola or whatever? Or, you know?
Yeah, there's a shit ton.
Really?
There's a shit ton.
The reason I say that is because like he's like Drake #1 fan, and then he was really critical of Drake. You know, maybe not as much as he could have been. I don't know. I don't watch Ack as much. Like, I don't watch his streams, but I do. I'll watch like some of his stuff, and
I can't say at all. I've seen some of his shit, and it screams inauthentic.
Got it. So I want to touch on that, because that's a great point about like the war in Chirac, you know, and him highlighting that. So do you feel like something like that shouldn't have even been highlighted, or do you feel like he was making a mockery of it? Or
it's fine. It should, stuff like that should be highlighted to be like, but the tone should be like, this is terrible.
Like this is a tale of what can go bad if you go down this path, or
not even that. It should be highlighted as like in news.
Got
like,
okay,
you know,
got you.
This is what's happening. It shouldn't be highlighted as in like, oh yeah, this character and this character, like as if you're, you know, like as if it's an action game or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he killed him because of this, and he killed him because of this, and oh, he might go after him now.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. You're fueling the flame. You're fanning the flame.
For sure.
So that's the type of shit I don't like.
So what about like someone like Trap Lord Ross? Are you familiar with him?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Trap Lord Ross, he'll kind of do like documentary style stories about, you know, specific whoever. It could be like the war in Chirac, or it could be like a specific artist or what have you.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with him, it wouldn't make sense, but you should probably check him out, because he actually breaks it down. And,
for sure.
And it doesn't seem like it's coming from any sort of side, rather than just packaging it all together and being like, this is who so and so is from all of the information that they've put out.
Got you. I think I don't think that's inherently bad, but I think like a lot of the shit that we highlight, it shouldn't even be highlighted.
For sure.
Like, those guys, if you're actively killing other individuals, if you're actively, you know, and it's there's street politics where, you know, shit happens, but a lot of the stuff that seemed to be going down was like unnecessary.
Yeah.
And that should not be looked upon as cool. It shouldn't be looked upon as, oh, this guy's a monster. You know, this guy's a beast. He was a beast in the streets. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be a fucking beast in the streets? That shit. That a lot of what a lot of these, you know, gangs are now is they're not making money.
Yeah.
They're not flipping illegitimate money into legitimate money.
Yeah, they're not, you know, washing it.
Right? Yeah, they're not buying the block back. You know, they're just out there just posted on a fucking corner doing a whole bunch of bullshit, pressing individuals who don't need to be pressed. It's like that. A lot of that shit is lame.
Gotcha.
Like it shit.
Okay.
It used to be the rappers used to want to be gangsters because the gangsters in like New York or gangsters in like Chicago, gangsters in LA were, you know, yeah, they did shady means of you know, getting, you know, bread and getting by, but what they would do is they'd flip it into something, or you'd want to flip it into something.
That was the goal.
To, you know, you flip it into a grocery store, you flip it into a fucking corner store, so that way now you're giving back to your people, you're feeding the block, you know, shit like that. But they don't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
That shit, yeah, they just sit around and internet beef.
Yeah.
That shit's whack. That's why I don't even like to associate with people who are on that type of timing, because you're not bringing nothing to me.
Gotcha.
I'm not benefiting creatively from this. I'm not benefiting monetarily from this. I'm not benefiting like perspective wise from this. You have nothing to add to my ecosystem except for fucking danger and harm, you know? So I don't even like associating with you know, folks who are out their mind on that type of shit. So yeah,
bro, I love that.
Yeah, I love
that.
And on the flip side, I get that, you know, sometimes you're in that lifestyle for certain reasons, but you still don't have to be an idiot.
Yeah,
you know, you don't have to be a dumbass about it. Yeah, because most of the time it's unnecessary.
I love that, bro. You know, and that's like, you know, I love Oxnard.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised. But that's also my problem with the city as well, is things like that are glorified.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll hear about people who've been in prison or whatever, and they highlight that and they wear it like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, my badge of honor is like paying bills and raising my family.
Yeah.
And like, you know, being a productive member of society and being a better branch of my lineage.
Yeah.
That isn't going to have to deal with any of the bullshit that I dealt with or my family before did, you know, like strain off this way instead of like a fucking bush, dog, where it's just not growing anywhere.
And it's also like, I think of it from like, my perspective is also at my age. I'm 27. You're grown ass. You're a grown ass man at this point. Like, you can't play the card of, oh, you know, you're just playing it in your 20s. You know, you're young 20. You're 20. No, you're not. You got to get some shit done now. You know, so all that wearing jail as a badge, you were locked up for 3 years. That sucks. Yeah. Like that's not something. It's not something cool. Like that shit sucks. And I think a lot of people who went to jail will say the same shit. You know, after they get out, they'll be like, yeah, that shit sucked. Like, I wasn't free for 3 years.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand the gravity of like not really having your freedom and being surrounded by a whole bunch of other individuals who, you know, are in survival mode. They don't really give a fuck about you. And I think a lot of younger kids, when that shit is glorified by like people like, you know, Adam 22 or people like, you know, DJ Academics, were like, oh yeah, you know, they're really living what they rap about. That sucks that they gotta live like that. You know, that they gotta live like that. They're rapping like, if you're rapping like that and you're living that lifestyle, like, I hope you make it out.
Yeah.
Cause that sucks. That sucks that you gotta really go through that, and that's how you gotta always look over your shoulder and shit. That's a terrible way to have to live life. And I don't think a lot of, you know, younger kids understand that shit sucks.
Yeah. No, there's I remember seeing a video, I don't know, like Little Dirk or something, when in like his crew, like there was somebody who was asleep and then they like scared him awake. And he was super frightened because they have to live in that fear all day, every day. It's not like when you're having a sleepover with a buddy and you're like, oh fuck, you know, you wake, like, no, this dude probably for a second thought that he was gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And that's Little Dirk. Little Dirk was at his height. And where's he at now? He's locked up. You know, like there's no success in that at all. And even if there is, it's only for a little bit of time until you actually learn your lesson and like, damn, I shouldn't be moving like that.
Yeah.
You know, but it still keeps happening and happening. And like the best part of it would be if they go to jail. How many rappers do you know that are dead, you know, at their height?
Yeah.
And, you know, and like, I wish that people would look towards that and say like, man, like this life that I grew up in isn't ideal. And the only reason that I grew up in it is because my lineage didn't try hard enough or didn't do as much as they could to get us out of it.
Yeah.
So it's either I'm going to do the hardest that I can to get out of it, or I'm going to have to accept that this is the life choice that I made to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why a lot of times I'd be out the way.
Yeah,
Shit,
that's
you know,
the best.
I'd be out the way. I'd be, you know, making these business plans to, you know, put it into action. Because also for Oxnard, like you said, a lot of the people that are glorified in Oxnard are, you know, they're in that lifestyle, and I get it. A lot of kids, you know, that if the most popping individual you see in your city is from that lifestyle, you're gonna be like, oh, that's the way to get on.
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
That's the way to get on. So what I want to change about that is I want to be the most popping dude in the city, and show them that's not the only way you can get on. You can get on by, you know, just being yourself, or you know, like making wise business decisions, or, you know, building something for yourself and for your family and shit like that. Like you don't have to be on that. Like, because I think a lot of them, I know a lot of these guys in the city, they be on that because they kind of have to be on that at this point, you know. So it's, you know, like I said, that sucks, but that's what they got. That's what they got to be on. But the kids coming up don't have to be on that. You don't have to be on that, and I want to show that there's a different avenue to getting on, to getting out. So you don't have to rap about that. You can rap about this and be just as successful, if not more successful. Like we have Anderson .Paak. The thing with Anderson .Paak is he's a very, very talented individual. So it's not something you can necessarily. You don't see it as, oh, I can work to that.
For sure.
He has a voice and a tone, and, you know, he's super musically inclined to the point where it's like, all right, that's kind of hard to emulate, you know. But if it's someone like, I just be rapping. I'm not the best singer in the world. I can play a couple keys on a piano, but I'm not the most musically talented when it comes to like instruments. And I just work on rap, and I try to be as creative as possible. And so if someone sees that and they're like, oh shit, I could probably do that.
Got you.
And, you know, I would want them to feel like, oh, I can do that and I can do it better. Cool. Try it. You know, try to do it better. And, you know, hopefully it leads you down a path of, you know, success. You know, so you don't have to go this way with your music. You can go this way. You can follow Bake.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to be like a trailblazer out here.
I love
it. For a different avenue of, you know, let's take rap this way, and let's, you know, really, really try to be more than local.
Got you. Do you feel like you give off that that image, or that people would know from following you or listening to your music, that like, because when I would listen to it, now that you're saying it, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, you're not talking about like killing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you're connecting the dots?
Yeah, I think so. I think I also think with like, as I've continued to make music, you know, I think people will realize the common theme in all my music is hustling.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think with, you know, as I'm getting older and as I'm, you know, starting to, you know, really, really mature with, you know, raps, it's it'll be a lot more apparent in, you know, these upcoming projects, and how I emphasize these certain aspects, like the tape in the summer. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call it like Hustle Mania.
Okay.
So it's just it's gonna be, you know, it's really gonna be an essential theme in the tape, that, you know, this is what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm about. This is how we're moving. I want to make music that's fun, music that inspires, music that, you know, makes you feel confident, music that makes you feel like, yeah, I can go out and get it today.
Gotcha.
You know, that's where my mindset is for the tape in the summer.
Yeah. I love that, bro. I love that. And that's like such a good message to put out, even especially locally, because you know it would be nice if the youth has somebody that they could look up to that's not trying to steer them down in like a bad life that isn't gonna help them out at all. You know, it's even the word hustle has such a bad connotation to it.
Yeah,
but it's like hustling is doing whatever you can to make it. And now that doesn't mean that it has to be illegal. It has to be bad, but you know, you take one and make it two, and then take two and make it four. Like,
and to me, it's, you know, get it how you live. Like that's that, you know, I know some people who do some shady shit for some cash, but you know, they get it how they live, and as long as they're not necessarily hurting individuals, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to push, like, you know, a 9 to 5 is a hustle.
Yeah.
Fucking buying a vending machine is a hustle. You know.
Yes.
Fucking mowing lawns. You know, during the summer, that's a hustle. You know, everything is a hustle as long as you're getting after it.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're not staying stagnant.
Yeah.
And you're actively going out and, you know, trying to improve on something. Going to school is a hustle. You know, bettering yourself physically is a hustle. Bettering yourself mentally is a hustle. You're whatever you're doing to better your situation, to me, is all right. You're getting after it.
Yeah. So all of this stuff that you say, would you say you're somebody that really values time?
Oh yeah.
So when did that click for you? When did you realize the actual value of time? Because I feel that that's at the foundation of it, is people just do not value time.
Yeah.
Because maybe they haven't seen their time manifest into anything that they put time into, or whatever it is. So when was it that you started to realize, like, damn, this time that I'm putting in is actually turning into something, or I'm wasting time?
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm actively in that right now. Okay. You know, where I'm like, all right, I got to get up at 6:30 so that way I can wake up so that way I can be at the gym by 7, so that way I can be done by 9, so that way I can make breakfast at 9:30, so that way I can go on my walk at 10:30, so that way I can get on fucking TikTok live and streams, you know, and make songs, so that way I get, you know, my audience involved. And so that way I can be at fucking work at 3, you know?
I love it.
And I think I'm actively going through that, where, you know, I'm really, you know, trying to be precious with my time and how my time's used. And, yeah, I think, I'm just actively in that right now, you know, really figuring out a solid schedule that works for me, and trying to make the most of, like, every second I can.
Good, bro. I feel like you're in the perfect age for that, too.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, your 20s is pretty much just... It's just bullshit. You're trying to figure out who you are, who your friends are, what you want to do, like what life really is. And then once you get to like your age, then you're just like, damn, a lot of stuff that I thought about wasn't true.
Yeah.
You know, your mentality starts to change, and then you get into your 30s, and then you're like, okay, now I have all of that experience, good or bad or whatever, that I've went to. Now this is really like my starting point to get the rest of my life in order for what I want to do, who I want to become as a person. And I feel like in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out who you are and what you're going to develop into, and
for sure,
what you can be. But that's also the time where, you know, shit can go bad, and you can make one small dumb decision that can really fuck up your life. And, you know, not even as much as going to jail, but you know, like getting in a relationship with somebody who like isn't the same, or isn't a good match for you, or what have you, you know. And if I could go back, like everybody would say, if I could go back, dude, I would wish that I would have this knowledge, or at least somebody to kick this knowledge to me when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah,
you know, so I can like speed warp through it. We're like, all right, let's go. You know, let's do it.
Definitely. I mean, there's even aspects of last year where I actually started to really see a return on music and see some of my pages going up and songs going up. There's even some like last year the song Show Off, the one that first blew up or whatever. Knowing what I know now, I'd go back and I'd push that song so much harder than I pushed it, because I see this is just like a learning experience. I see how people, do it now. I wasn't following, the individuals who had songs that blew up. I was following, the homies, and I was following, the certain rap pages and stuff like that. But I wasn't following the actual creators who were going through the same thing I was going through at that moment. So yeah, I had that one video on Instagram that blew up, and one of them on TikTok. I should have had like 30 pieces of content specifically for that.
Chopped it,
and
yeah.
just fucking tired the song out until it was, blown up past even what it is now.
Do you still feel like it's too late now?
No, fuck no. I post that shit all the time.
All right.
Yeah,
There
I
you
post
go.
it all the time. In music, I think if your song doesn't have 10 million streams, not enough people listen to it yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't reached enough ears yet.
For sure.
So every song has, the opportunity to get more streams, to push it. Even whatever songs like that are sonically maybe not the best, you can still push those songs to get easily 10,000 streams. As long as you're pushing it and getting it into people's faces, they're gonna want to check it out. Maybe they only check it out once.
Yeah.
But with how many people, how many impressions you can get on these like social medias, so like on TikTok, people will be like, "Oh, I'm in 300 view jail." Like that's it's like a term when you feel like you're shadow banned or feel like your video didn't pop.
Got you.
You still got 300 views on that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking views.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the virality has kind of desensitized us to how many people 300 eyes on your shit is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of if you're in a room full of 300 people, you'd be like, "Oh shit."
And they're all just looking at you.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Play that song.
Exactly. So I think virality has kind of desensitized us to how many people are actively looking at your shit.
For sure.
And people get discouraged when they see a lower number like that, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this song isn't hitting."
Yeah.
No, 300 people just saw it, and at least one of them probably liked it. So you just keep fucking pushing it. Keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until you feel like, all right, I gave this song a fair chance.
Got you.
Time for the next song.
I love that, bro. That's such a good perspective to look at it as, because it's always so easy just to look at it in the negative way. Like, why is this guy getting this much or whatever? And it's just like, you have to appreciate those people that are around.
Hell
because, they're supporting your dream, what you have going on.
Especially those first like the I forgot what they're called in like business and like marketing, but like the innovators, the ones who they're like, I'm not afraid to say I like this.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid to say they like something until everyone else says they like something.
For sure.
So those first few fans who are like, "Yo, this is dope. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna keep up with you." Those are the guys you got to be like, or those are the guys, the girls you got to be like, "Yeah, I fuck with you."
The supporters, bro.
Yeah, the real supporters, the early supporters. You really gotta invest in those guys. So send them a DM. Send them a message. Be like, "Yo, fucking, I got merch out. I got a discount code for you." Shit like that, to where they really feel that, oh, this artist like fucks with me, because I'm supporting his stuff. Because those are gonna be the dudes who go and tell their friend group like, "Yo, I listen to this new artist," and two of their friends are gonna be like, he's ass," and the other friend's gonna be like, "Yeah, I kind of fuck with that." That friend's gonna go to his outer friend group and be like, "Yo, I fuck with this artist," and then that's how you grow.
Yeah.
So you really gotta, those people who invest in you, you gotta invest right back into them, because they're the ones who will get you to where you're trying to be.
I love that, bro. You have a really good mentality, dude.
I try.
Do you have any sort of mentors or people that you look towards, or people that have helped you grow, or personally, or people that you just watch online or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, in my personal life, my grandpa has been like a big influence in like how I move and how I look at stuff. So my grandpa is the original Big Time. He, his police force nickname was Big Time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's where I got the Big Time from. So Big Time, and then my last name is Baker. So Bigtime Bake.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
okay.
That's how I got the name.
I love that.
But yeah, when I was younger, he would, we'd be at the baseball fields, and he'd be like, bud, whenever, like, if you want to be a professional baseball player, I'll get you there. You just gotta put the work in. You gotta, he'd be like, just wake me up. Let's go do batting practice. Wake me up. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. If you want to be a professional football player, all right, let's go hit some sandbags, or let's go hit some, let's go tackle a dummy or whatever. So I think with him, that was like the beginning of the, you can do it. You just got to put the work in. So I think that's where that mentality come from. Also, in college, my defensive coordinator, our linebacker coach, I think some of his stuff always stuck to me. So like, if we were having a game and like the defense was doing phenomenal, like let's say we were, we shut out the other team. The other team had like we didn't let them score, but their defense got a pick six, and so the usual reaction to that would be like, damn, the offense fucked up. Our defensive coordinator was like, nah, there's always something more we could do. If they got a pick six, we need to get two of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's never, like, you don't ever blame the offense, or you don't ever blame the obstacle for being the obstacle. It's gonna be there. You got to just do more to overcome that obstacle. So you can always do more. So, when if a song flops,
gotcha,
or I feel like it didn't do well, it's like, all right, I'm not going to be like, oh, they're just not fucking with me. No, did I give it a fair shot? Could the mix have been better? Could the hook have been better? Could I have pushed this song more? Did I post enough stories about it? Did I do everything I could to, make sure that song didn't flop? So that mindset comes from like there's just always something more that you can do. So why would I? You can put the blame on other people all you want. It's not going to change, the outcome of something, if you're still not doing enough. So
yeah,
for me, it's always, did I do enough? Probably not. There's always more you can do. So
because if you say or lie to yourself and say, I did everything that I could, then you have no power.
Yeah, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
You can't learn from it. You can't improve from it because you did the most that you could do.
Yeah.
Like, but did you really do the most that you could do? No, I love that, man. And that's like when you pass on the blame to others, even if it was somebody else's fault or what have you. Like, what could you have done to help out?
Minimize that. Yeah. So if that person, let's say I have a song that I'm like super excited for, but if the producer sells the beat to someone else, and now I can't use that beat anymore. Oh man, the producer sold the beat. Fuck. Or you could be like, damn, I should have locked that beat in. I should have
bought it,
I should have locked that beat in as soon as I knew that this was something I wanted to do.
I need to invest in myself next time.
I need to invest more in myself and think, a little bit more in the future about about these situations. So, I think you could, there's always going to be something that comes up. There's always going to be something that happens where you can either be like, damn, didn't work out because of that, or you can learn from it and be like, oh, next time that for sure won't happen.
For sure.
And, learn from it and apply it to whatever else you got going on.
At least that mistake happened early in your career.
Exactly.
And not in the future.
Uh-huh.
Where you have like a hit ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I already sold that shit. No, I love that, dude. You have a great mentality, bro. And that's like a winner's mentality. And no matter what you put your energy into, you're going to win. If you just stick to what you're saying and that's your mentality, you're going to win no matter what it is.
And it's just, it's being disciplined in those, like values, is being disciplined in those values, knowing that, because if a song flops like that, does it suck? yeah, you know, oh, I thought the song would do a lot better. I put a lot into that song. Okay, it happened though.
Yeah.
So now what's the next thing? You know, if you soak on those type of things, um, like I think like, you know, fucking soak on it, sit in it, learn from it. All right, let's go. Let's do the next thing, because soaking in it isn't gonna do anything for you but make you fucking sad and mad.
For sure.
You know.
Now, what is the value in a song? Is it if it's received by the most people, or if it's that you feel like you're happy with the song, that you got your art out? Like, what is it that would be success to you?
Do I like the song?
Got you.
Now that's just for the song. Now, for a music career, the song still has to do well.
Yeah.
You know, so like for a song, like I don't care if people like the song or not. I like the song. That's why I put it out. You know, that means I rock with the song. You know, I fuck with the song, and I want people to hear it. If people don't like it, that doesn't devalue it. I still like the song. I'm still super proud that I put my creative process into something and I put something into the world. Like, after I'm gone, that song's still gonna be available.
Yeah.
You know, like I did something. Like there's solid proof that I did something, and that's enough for me. Now I want to make it into a business, and I want to be successful from it, and you know, I want to thrive off of it. Okay, now I need to turn this into something a little bit different, you know? Yeah. Now the value doesn't change, but there's a separate, I would say there's a separate value for it, you know? So the artistic and creative value is, yeah, I made it, I love it, I put it out. Now, how is it business-wise?
Yeah.
What value does it hold to a business? That's where, you know, you got to push it, you got to get streams, because those streams, labels are looking at those streams, labels are looking at, oh, how many people are playing it, can I do a show for this, all that stuff. And then I think that holds a separate value, which shouldn't necessarily affect you as a person, but it might affect your business.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you're trying to turn it into a business, you have to think of it as in a business standpoint too, because like even with us, if there's something that I create, like a shirt or something like that, like, I could be super stoked on it.
Yeah.
But if it's not selling, like, I kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I kind of fucked up. And if it's well, I wanted to make it, okay. Well, then now you got to eat that.
Yeah.
But if it's not selling,
you just gotta eat it.
Then you gotta eat it.
It's like, damn, I fucked with a shirt, I put it out, it didn't work.
Yeah, fuck it.
You know, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
On to the next one. You're like, damn. All right, I guess I'll give these out to some of the homies, or you know, sell them at a discount or something. But at least I made the shirt. You know?
For real.
At least I made the shirt. Now I know that, you know, people weren't vibing with this. All right, next time do the next thing.
Yeah, no, I love it. So I want to get a little more into music as far as like your taste.
Yeah.
Tell me about some music artist, just in a whole, any sort of genre, anything that's like what you would be fucking with on a drive to Vegas or something like that.
Yeah. So honestly, I'd have to. Music right now is kind of hit or miss for me, because I listen to a lot of myself.
Gotcha.
Not narcissistically, but just because I'm always making new music, so I'm listening to like mixes. I'm listening to hear if there's imperfections here and there, or listen to, oh, can I do this hook better? Is there little spots in here that I could fuck with? Or I'm listening to like beats that people sent me and writing on drives or something like that. But when I do get in my mood of listening to like other music, I grew up on Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Biggie. I grew up on a lot of East Coast.
Yeah.
Also, I grew up on, you know, like Jadakiss, and I grew up on DMX and all that. And then a lot of my inspiration comes from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So, Too Short, E40, Mac Dre. The most prominent LA rapper I listen to back then was probably like Dr. Dre.
Okay.
So like Dr. Dre's like 2001 is like
Yeah.
in my like top 5 albums. Like I love that. I love that tape. But yeah, I wasn't really super West Coast influenced
For sure.
until like maybe high school.
Okay.
Middle school, high school is when I started to listen to a lot more LA music.
So, what gave you that East Coast influence? Who brought that to
My
your
mom.
attention? Your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom used to she used to burn CDs for people.
That's what's
on,
up.
On LimeWire. She used to
Yeah.
download all that shit off LimeWire, burn CDs for people. It got to the point where the feds hit her up and were like, "Yo, like,
really?
Yeah, stop that.
That's
Like,
what's
like for piracy and all that shit."
Hell yeah.
So yeah, she used to burn hella CDs. So
I
we
love
just used
that.
to have a whole bunch of music, playing a whole bunch of music in the car and the whip and all that shit. She also put me on to. I grew up around all women, also.
Okay.
So like, the only male influence I had was like my grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah, so the other influences were all women, so they were playing like Beyonce, like with Destiny's Child, fucking Alicia Keys, Sade, all that stuff. So I grew up on like R&B a lot too. So I like R&B.
Got you. Now, is your grandfather, is that your mother's mom or your mother's dad? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then, so that side of my family is all Mexican. We're all from originating from Jalisco.
Okay.
Yeah. I think even my grandpa's side too, because that would be my grandma's side is all from Jalisco. My grandpa's side, I believe, is also from Jalisco, but they have roots in San Antonio in Texas.
Got you.
So yeah, so there's also mariachi music playing for birthdays and stuff like that. And my grandpa is white passing as fuck, but speaks fluent Spanish. So,
and he was a police officer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For Oxnard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
OPD. Yeah.
Oh, very cool, man. Awesome. Yeah. You don't mind me asking, your mom, how old is she?
43.
43. Oh, okay, got you. Damn, we're pretty much close to about the same age.
Yeah, probably.
Because, like, that's the music that I grew up in.
Yeah.
And that's how I started Downstar. Is in high school I was selling CDs.
Oh,
and
no.
I was downloading music and I was actually selling CDs. I went to Wainimi. I graduated from Wainimi.
Cool. Hell yeah.
I graduated in 03.
No.
But yeah, that was the hustle.
Hell yeah.
Back in the day. And it's crazy, man. I don't know, like, I also gravitated towards East Coast music heavily.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up on like Wu-Tang.
You
know, Wu-Tang. And
yeah.
I followed, 50 Cent and you know Dipset and all that genre of music.
Yeah, I think that's why when it comes to like my music, I'm so punch heavy, bar heavy, like so a lot of punch lines, witty shit. I think that's just how like East Coast rappers kind of flourished. It was bars.
Yeah.
Whereas I think West Coast was more storytelling. It was more, like I'd say more like anthems,
like a vibe
of sorts. Yeah, it was way more vibes than it was just straight bars. For sure, bars. Also like battle rap.
Okay.
So that's another thing where that's all bar. That's all punchline. The whole point is to get a punchline across. I think that's where a lot of my influence for how I rap and what I like to hear in my raps goes. But yeah, so it was like a lot of East Coast, a lot of Lil Wayne. My mom put me on a whole bunch of music. Yeah.
So, Lil Wayne, bro, one of the greatest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If not,
yeah.
Like, it's so hard to see him nowadays and like how he's received from the younger generation because like they just don't know.
Yeah, they don't get it. Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about Eminem. Is I feel like the younger generation, man, even your generation, bro, just they don't know because
got you.
I was like a teen at that time, and to see Eminem coming up and from he was disturbing everything.
Oh yeah, no, he's a monster.
And just
I think every, no, I won't say every, but I say a lot of the people I know definitely had like an Eminem phase where they're just listening to the Marshall Mathers LP, the Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
You know, they're just you know, listening to it like back to back to back, or like if they had like a stint with like D12 where they started listening to D12 a lot, shit like that. But yeah, I for sure had an Eminem phase for a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like everybody should go through that.
Yeah.
Because if you're to look at Eminem with like a 2026 eyes, you're like, what? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, people be like, oh, fucking cornball.
Yeah, but I guess that's probably like if you were to listen to the Beatles right now versus being in that time, in that era, and seeing what was really going on.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, dude, I rarely listen to Eminem. Because it's just not something that I would bump in my car.
Yeah.
You know, but every once in a while I'll throw it on. I'm like, damn. He was like so ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. The dude creatively also, like, I love just creative shit, creative individuals. And, you know, that dude was out his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like, the shit he'd put in videos. It's like, wow, how the fuck do you think of that? Like,
even the talking about, like, his mom and his wife and shit. Or his girl, baby mom, like, fuck, this was a wild boy, dude.
And that's why I also emulate a lot of Ludacris. Like, music video-wise, if I had the budget to make a video, it would emulate Ludacris.
Like more animated?
Way more animated,
gotcha.
Way more, like, zany, way more just like, oh, what the fuck? So, like when Ludacris is what was that, the stand-up video or whatever, where he's like, looks like a midget just hanging from my necklace, and he has an actual fucking little person on his fucking chain, painted all silver.
Yeah,
like that's the type of shit where I'm like, people don't do shit like that no more. Like, maybe it's not, you know, maybe not culturally sensitive no more, but like still, shit like that is like super memorable
for sure.
The big fucking forearms into the fist, and the ridiculously large afro and all that shit. Like it's just shit like that where it's fun. Like, I want to make fun music. I feel like fun music that also, you know, it sounds confident and you know, makes you want to get up and do something. I feel like a lot of music nowadays is so malicious and angry. So I don't feel like that. Yeah, some of it's hard. Some of it's hard, but damn, this don't make me want to, you know, this don't make me want to do nothing but some bad shit, you know? Like, so
dog, I'll be putting on some music and I'm just like, my vibe will change. I'm like, I'm gonna kill somebody today. Who am I gonna kill today?
Yeah, but like I also think a lot of the music that stands out today isn't like club music. So you go to a club and that shit is whack as fuck nowadays.
Damn,
it's all VIP.
It's
all VIP section culture where, you know, niggas are having a dick measuring contest of who has the most bottles, who has the most bitches in their section, and no one's actually having fun. They're just blowing money. They're spending. It's a Don Julio bottle that's marked up 200%. Why the fuck are you buying that?
That's dumb to me.
Yeah.
No matter if you got it or not, like, it's dumb.
It's stupid.
You know? Yeah. It's. I feel and I hope that culture is gonna change that way to get rid of that.
I think it slowly is. I think people are kind of, you know, tired of it. And if they're not tired of it, I think clubs will just slowly start to shut down, which I think they have.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're currently in a stage where, you know how every trend, every space, it moves in cycles.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we're getting to a space where I think people are going to start going back to like the 2000s. I think that's coming back in. I think the 80s are actually, like, that sound is I see a lot of people what's it called, maneuvering towards that. So a lot of the, like, a couple of songs I've seen kind of blow up recently have had like those 80 cents, that 80 bounce.
Got you. Okay.
So I think people are like, okay, yeah, I can fuck with that. And I think those trends are gonna start cycling back, and I think a lot of the shit that's going on right now is kind of gonna fall off the wayside.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we have so much shit to be worried about and to be upset about that. Like, I'm not trying to listen to music and be upset too.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think right now what people are kind of fiending for is they're either gonna uh uh like step really into that mentality, so they want they want music with, you know, a lot of deep thought and political messaging, and you know that's really, you know, based in real life.
Yeah.
Or they want shit that's just fun and takes them out of that.
Escape.
Yeah, an escape for sure. I think everything in between, where it's like where it's just like stagnant music, where it's not really there's it's just a song, it's just rap, it's just you're just rapping on a beat. I think people are gonna start shying away from that and really go into either that, you know, this lane or that lane, the escape lane, or the really getting into it, you know.
More towards a feeling. You're either gonna make me feel like you said, like political, like I'm with this guy because he believes this and this, or it's gonna be like, I don't want to think about none of that. I just want to have. I've been working all fucking day. I want to jump in the car and have a good time. I want to listen to some good music. And now that you talk about it, your music is like, it reminds me of like a good time.
Yeah.
You know, the beats are good. Like your voice is good. It just feels like, this is fun. This isn't about like gang banging. This isn't about like talking shit. This is just like, man, we're having a good time. And I miss that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because like that was a part of me growing up, and you know, my young adulthood.
Yeah.
Was like even like you say, the like Bay Area kind of feeling to it, bro. Like I love that shit. Like E40 Ghetto Report Card, bro. Like having subs in the trunk and just fucking, you know, like that shit was fun to me, bro. You know, and like the world was fucked up at that time.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna do shit about it. I can't change nothing about it. The only thing I could change is, you know, whatever I can affect, and that's my general circle, you know. And I'm not gonna spend my time focusing on some fucked up ass shit where the world's been fucked up. That was like 2008 time, around then, maybe 2000 or so. Shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
I didn't know it because you know, I was just doing what I was doing, and I was focused on what I was focused on, and you know, we're going out to the local clubs and having fun and trying to get bitches and shit like that, and going out to the car meets and, you know, street racing and shit and having fun, dog. Like life doesn't have to be so serious all the time, bro. And I get it. Like some people will take that as like, well, you don't care about what's going on. Where? Yeah. What do you care what's going on? Like what?
And there's
fucking a million things going on right now.
Yeah, there's always something going on, and I think it's important to be, you know, aware of it, but it's also important to be, you know, just because those things are going on, I think a lot of people like think like, oh, you got to stop everything and you know, really focus on this point. You can't have fun. Like, why are you having fun if they're not having fun? It's like, well, shit, now no one's having fun then.
Yeah.
like no one's having fun. It's still, you know, you still only get one life. Like, so even if, you know, terrible things are happening in the world, I still think, you know, you should always give yourself some leeway to escape from that.
For sure.
And people might be like, oh, well, you must not really care about it. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because when you're swiping up and down on TikTok, death scrolling, you know, that you're not doing shit either.
Let's evaluate it. If you want to tell me what you're fucking doing, well, we're like, let's do it. But I'm not policing you. Don't police me.
Exactly.
Like, as long as I'm not, my life isn't interfering with what you got going on, and vice versa. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, I think as long as you're aware of it, and you know, you try to make like somewhat of an effort to be like, yo, yeah, that shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, or if you stand on the opposite side of it, stand on it, you know. So yeah, I think as long as you're aware of some shit, it's cool. Yeah. You know, I don't think people should just be ignorant to what's going on, but it's also not, you know, a reason to not also go out and spend time with family and have some fucking fun, you know.
Yeah, go to Bubbling Springs, bro.
Yeah,
go get some meat and just fucking just chill out for the day. And I say all this shit because I need to hear myself saying it.
Yeah.
You know, like, a lot of times on the podcast, I love to have these ideas and cook it up and say these things to remind myself.
Yeah.
Because I'll just get so lost in my own head. And then, you
Got
start
you.
thinking about shit and, you start getting down. And like, I saw something earlier today that just brought me back to earth, bro. It's like, if you have your own business and like your problem is that you're trying to get customers or you're trying to get sales or what have you, like you should be happy with that problem,
Yeah.
because I'm working on this every single day. I'm engulfed in it and I have my own shit going on, but I
Yeah.
never think about like, fuck, what if I didn't have this and I had to work
Yeah.
like a 9 to 5 and I had to be at work at a specific time and like I didn't have the freedom to spend time with my family whenever I wanted to. Like my daughter will go on, she'll have like a field trip, and it's to like a botanical garden or something, and I could go
Yeah.
because I just, okay, well, I'm just not going to work at
Yeah.
this time because that's what my life is now. But like I need to remember that my life is that way, and that's a privilege that I've created for myself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because there's some people who, like you said, their problem is, man, I'm fucking swamped with orders. There's another person on the other aisle who his problem is, man, I haven't gotten my first order yet. So
Facts.
there's when you've prayed for a full plate, you can't be mad when you have a full plate in front of you.
Facts. I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I like to think of and remind myself too whenever I'm having like a busy weekend. I'm like, shit, I gotta be here, I gotta be here, I gotta be here, I gotta do this. 2 years ago, I was hoping to be on podcasts. I was hoping to have video shoots and have to coordinate stuff, and I was hoping to be able to really get my music out there and have these different opportunities. So
Yeah.
why the fuck am I complaining about it?
Yeah. No, I love it. So let's talk about something, maybe like create something in the future. Like, what is an idea that you have for a project, for a music video, just something that you have like cooking in your head that you could talk about, that you don't want, that like you want to have out there, that maybe we could look back at this and be like, oh shit, he did it, or this is what he was talking about.
Yeah, so I know in the future I want to do a more extensive. So I did 805 Baby, which this past year, which was it had predominantly 805 artists. It had all 805 artists and predominantly 805 producers. But I want to do a more extensive one where I push boundaries. I want to get different genres of music into a project that really encompasses like all of 805, but particularly Oxnard. So like I want to get like a mariachi band in there to play some stuff that we can sample, and so that way we can credit them on the album. I want to get like some of the people from the Nardcore scene, to come in and either like play guitar or just
aggressive
contribute something.
drums
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
just contribute something so that way we can really have a tape that fully encompasses the Oxnard experience as far as music scene goes. I also want to eventually create pretty much a whole like production company out here, specifically in Oxnard, because I think there's so much creative shit out here, but you have to just be in the know to kind of know where to go, so I want there to be like a hub out here where it's like, oh, I need to get a video done, oh, I can go over there.
Gotcha.
Oh, I need to get the song done, all right, I can go over there. Oh, I need to where can I find a merch manufacturer? Oh, you can go over there. So that's definitely what I want to have in the future for here. So that way, and also not like just freaking scam people on the prices either.
For sure.
I want it to be affordable while also being really, really quick quality. So that way, because I know for me right now, if I had something like that where I could go there, wouldn't have to fucking blow a check on it, but could also scale, because of like even if that place isn't necessarily profitable, I just want it to be able to scale, because the bigger the music scene gets, the more I'll be able to scale, and I'll see a profit, I'll see return. So I want people to be able to scale through my business and then give back to the ecosystem, so that way there's money circulating, so that way music is more profitable, creativeness is more profitable, and so that way you don't really, like, the focus for creativeness isn't profit, but if you're able to profit off of it, you're able to be creative more comfortably.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just gives you more tools.
Yeah.
The more money that you make, you just have more tools to do whatever. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, same. If I had the means, I would have a bigger shop. And maybe have more studios, maybe a few different podcast studios where if somebody wanted to, they can come rent it out or just be part of it. Have a skate park in the back or whatever, just somewhere where people could come and have a good time and just like bring like a good vibe. And at the minimum of it, just show people from Oxnard that, like, you can do something.
You can do this. Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, I can tell you where I'm from, I could tell you where I graduated, I could tell you where I worked at, and you'll know all of these places. Exactly. And I could tell you every step that I made to get here, and leave out any sort of part where you're just like, oh, well, they had money, so they made. No.
Yeah, no.
What is the excuse that you have besides the excuse being you?
Mm-hmm.
What's the excuse? Exactly. And I'll help you out and tell you, well, maybe if you look at it from this point of view, or if you do this, get rid of anything. Well, I want people to come to the very core of it, which is it's you. Yeah. You're the one that doesn't believe in yourself. Let's change that, and everything else you can make happen.
Yeah.
Because when you start blaming people, well, I was born here, my family didn't have this, that only lasts for so long.
Yeah.
And then it comes to the point where it's like, well, I mean, you have the chance to work a couple jobs, or you can learn a skill or a trade or what have you. Like, that's so amazing that you learned how to make beats. Like, I envy that so much, bro. And that's something that I've always wanted to do. And I feel like I have to, and I need to do something within music. Because music is such a big part of my life.
Gotcha, yeah.
I'm such a fan of it. I've been such a fan of it ever since I was a child.
Yeah.
And it's part of who I am. It's part of my culture. It mixes into everything. Now, do I want to make music? Do I want to be a platform for music to have people on that we could talk about?
Yeah.
Do I, like, highlight people? Like, what can I do to be more involved in it, and I talk about this a lot, and I'm very critical of Oxnard, but from that point I want to be, well, what can I do to be that positive influence on the city? And if that's where I can give this platform to people that I'm sure that the demographic that's going to listen to this is probably going to be a lot of people from Oxnard.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's going to be a huge demographic of people who are into cars and from all over the world, and they don't know who you are or anything like that, and hopefully you'll get introduced to all these other different people.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe some people from the Bay Area are like, oh, this guy sounds like this, like I fuck with his music or whatever. And see what I can do instead of just being so critical all the time. You know. And I feel like that's an opportunity that I have. And now that I have this Downstar platform that has so many eyes all over the world, that maybe that's what I can do is just do my part to highlight people like yourself.
Hell yeah.
Because after having this conversation with you, I'm like, go, bro, do it. And before this, I'd be like, oh yeah, I heard of his name, but that's kind of where it ends at there.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Even though if I'm totally into your music, if I'm okay about it, if I don't like it, whatever, like, you as a person, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I fuck with people who sell shit that I would never even buy because it's just not my demographic. My homegirl, she sells like candles and soaps and shit. Like, oh, that's dope, but it's nothing that I fuck with, but I fuck with her because, like, bro, I know where you came from. Like, do it. Make this shit. And I feel like we all need to get together and bring each other up and be like,
for sure.
If we want to be if we want to see change, we got to be the change that
Yeah.
that we want to see, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but hell
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
bro. I'm so glad that you came in here to talk to and to solidify this moment in time, because
Hell yeah.
I feel like this is the early parts of your career, but with that
Definitely.
mentality that you have, it's like I can definitely see this
Oh yeah.
blowing up, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, no, I have so much ambition and so much drive to want to be, you know, not necessarily like even an end goal for something. I just want to keep evolving and keep, elevating, and whatever comes with that. And I'll, look at my surroundings and be like, all right, how can I, where's the next goal after that? And what's the
Yeah.
next goal after that? There's no end goal. It's just I just want to keep striving for success, and whatever that brings and whatever that comes with, that I would say the end result would be, to be fulfilled and comfortable. But as for success, I'll always want to strive for bigger, better, more efficient, more reach, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot I want to do.
I love it, bro. So, like I said, I'm trying to get more tapped in with the city and
Yeah,
see what's going on, and is put me on, bro. Who are some rappers, non-rappers? Who are people that are making moves in the city? Who should be sitting here?
for
You know?
sure. Yeah, I'll shout out my videographer, Pasta Stars. He's been doing a lot, and I've seen him, evolve over the years into a better videographer and someone who's, slowly getting more tapped in with bigger clients. My cousin OGT, super dope, down to earth guy, super Oxnard, has been doing this for a long time. I think his time is coming really, really soon. I think people like I'll shout out Tato. He's another rapper from Oxnard. He has a much more, I'd say, not emotional in a bad way, but like he puts a lot more emotion
Gotcha.
into his raps, and I feel like he really has a story that he would want to tell. Choco Flocka, White Chocolate. He's a white dude from Ventura who he's been rapping for forever also, and he's had his ups and downs with rap and the music industry, and just other shit. And I think he probably has a lot to say and would love to get off his chest. And as for non-rappers, I'd say ECM Hats.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Victor, is that his name?
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him. He was actually at the podcast. I've met him a couple times. Shout out to
Oh,
him.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he has a really good business mind, and I think he's gonna end up doing a lot with it, as far as like the Oxnard hats go, and I think even further than that. The Gordo's guys, they have a great story, and they want to keep elevating, and I love that. I don't know the specific name of the coffee shop, but I know there's a girl who I've just heard a lot, who runs one of the coffee shops around here.
Uh huh.
Um,
Is it an actual shop or like a little truck?
I think it's a little truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like Poppin' or something like that?
I don't remember, but I know
Okay.
like I've heard about it like a fucking million times.
Gotcha.
I need to go out and see what it's about. But I mean, I would like to see her on here just to get more also a more feminine energy on here.
Yeah, likewise.
And see
I love that.
how a woman feels in the Oxnard landscape of
love
business. Yeah, I think
I know I put you on the spot.
if I
bro.
didn't mention anybody, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
those are just off the top of my mind, but I think that's like,
I mean, there's always those people that come to mind when you hear of like who's out there
yeah,
in the mix.
Mhm.
Me as far as hearing like music wise in Oxnard, I know Young Quicks is out there like
yeah. Young Quicks has been,
putting in
Yeah.
a lot of work, and when when you were talking about social media and like
Mhm.
just having to do it, like I think that he's doing it really well.
Yeah, definitely.
And
He's he's really good about finding his target audience and uh, uh, uh what's it called capitalizing on the engagement he's getting and being able to go to these places to really represent. So yeah.
so like say someone like him, do you ever see yourself doing any sort of like performances like a downtown Ventura when they would have like a special like Dia de los Muertos or some shit like that?
Yeah, I could see it. I could for sure see it. It's not like one of my goals right now. That would be something that I would want to do after I kind of
After you
like
have a project?
well no after I like build something outside of here that I can bring back.
Gotcha.
Because I could do shows here and there right now. But what one of my goals is to take my sound and go national and then global and be able to bring that back here, so that way when I do come back here it just means a lot more, so because I can do the shows right now. I've done shows in Ventura, I've done shows in Oxnard, for like different events and stuff, and it's cool, like don't get me wrong, but I think for it to be, I would want to do like a bigger event.
Got you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I just say that because I've seen like performances.
Oh yeah,
like
no, Quicks is dope.
What about like the Ventura Theater? Is that like one of your goals?
Yeah, I've opened there.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Okay.
I've opened there. I think doing like going on tour and like having that be like my last stop, like after
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be super dope. I'd love to do that. Yeah, I'd love to do that. That's for sure like a goal to really pack that bitch out like on my own and get all openers who are from here, or have like 2 nights where it's like an Oxnard night, and then it's where another night where I've cultivated these other relationships with hopefully people that are doing major things in the music industry, and I can bring them back here, like how Anderson .Paak does with the Pack House. He brings people that they want to fucking come over here, unless they're doing that Pack House, which I want to bring that same energy over here too.
Yeah. Damn, I love it, bro. I'm excited to follow your journey.
Yeah, thank you.
For real, bro. Thank you so much for coming, bro. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, sure. I appreciate the podcast. It's a great podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, man. So, people that are listening right now and they're not familiar with you, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Instagram at Bigtime_Bake. You can find me on TikTok at Bigtime_Bake0. Twitter is at Don Drizzle. It was a gamer tag I made when I was like 11 or something like that. But you can also look me up as Bigtime Bake on there too. YouTube is Bigtime Bake. All music platforms is Bigtime Bake. All one word. BIGTIMEBAKE. Yeah, and I'll probably pop up on your For You page at some point. I'll be posting.
I love it, bro. You're hustling, man, and you, like I said, you have a great mentality, dude. And
Thank you. Yeah,
that's very rare to find nowadays, and I love it, man. And that's the foundation for success. So
yeah,
like I said, whatever you decide that you want to make it into, you'll make it happen.
Definitely,
for sure. Hell yeah, man. Thank you for your time, bro. And
yes,
thank you guys for listening. Once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, and we out. Peace.